Listening.
That the family, after a burial in the royal family, then the family gathers at the gates, all of them, to sympathize with each other. So that's why it was actually convened by the matriarch of the family. Now, during this meeting, Princess Tembi and Princess Mbonisi pledged their loyalty and support for His Majesty, King Misuzulu Buthelezi. The family appreciates this indication that stability and unity have been restored under His Majesty the King. I don't want to say anything further, except if you have questions and so on.
Shege, thank you very much for time. If you can indulge us, what happens now moving forward in terms of working towards the coronation? What are the processes and the way forward?
Well, actually, on our side, as far as the family is concerned, the king is already on the throne. Because this is not without any precedent. When my grandfather, King Dinizulu, was buried at Konabamba, as soon as the burial was finished, that person was actually nominated King Mapumzana. Solomon Dinizulu was then given the royal salute there and then. So that is why that on our side, as the family, and as far as the Zulu nation is concerned, the king is already on his throne. But of course we know that there are consequences, formalities that may be following, that should follow, from the side of the government. I spoke to the Premier this morning, and he actually said he wanted to see minutes of the meeting, of what happened last night when the will was raised. And because I have some friends in the media, very few, but Mr. Koke is one of them. So I told the Premier that he will give me the video and that will be the minutes. But leaving joking aside, we will submit what the Premier has said. But as far as the king is concerned, you know that he has been in Swatini for a long time. So therefore, it might look odd to you to say that he's in Swatini, but he'll only go there to collect his belongings for a time which cannot be more than a week. And then we'll be back, and then what will follow now will be on the side of the government concerning his installation formally and so on. But for now, as far as we are concerned, he's on the throne. Yes.
How significant is the fact that Prince Mbonisi and Princess Tembi have pledged their loyalty to the new king? There have been public spats and there have been tensions in the Zulu royal family. Are those done now? Are they over, or you are working towards resolving the outstanding issues?
Yes, I've already said that this morning, when the whole family was together, they pledged their support and loyalty to the king. And this afternoon, they wanted to have a meeting with me, but unfortunately, I still have quite a number of things to do here. And the matriarch suggested that maybe there should be some other time when we can sit down, because that kind of thing cannot be rushed. The family has to sit down and discuss whatever they wanted to discuss to me, which I think that, because when they came, I actually greeted them. I greeted Prince Mbonisi and one of the princes, Prince Misuzulu, and I also greeted Princess Tembi.
Are you worried that there is a possibility of some within the Zulu royal family who may decide to contest and challenge the will of the late Queen Regent?
They're quite free. If they want to take the matter to court, they're quite free. I was not born yesterday. In case you are mistaken that, because there are few grey hairs on my head. But I assume, Ms. Koke, that definitely there may be. In fact, I can say to the media now that I had actually heard rumors that some of them were actually looking for legal advice already a couple of days ago.
And so if they are currently seeking for legal advice, perhaps just educate us, will this have any impact then? Because you've already said the king is on the throne. What material impact if they do decide to forge ahead with the legal challenge?
Can you repeat?
If they do decide to forge ahead with the legal challenge, will it have any material impact? Because you've already said the king is currently on the throne.
Well, I cannot do that because that should be the work of the court, I mean, to decide. If they want to defenestrate the king already on the throne, of course, that is not without any precedent. There is no precedent for that, but maybe it might happen this time, I don't know.
But Shenge, some will say the new king has a huge task of unifying his royal family and the nation as a whole. Moving forward, you have already engaged with him. What are his views in terms of what he will do to ensure that there is unity within the royal family and within AmaZulu as a nation?
No, but I thought, Ms. Koke, that already when I say that this morning the leading figures in what was seen as a rift in the royal family actually expressed, they pledged their loyalty and support for the king. I mean, and if the people who are leaders of this already say that, I don't expect that there's going to be any other reactions after that.
Thank you so much.
Well,
Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, the traditional Prime Minister of the Zulu nation, allow us just to
there are rumors that some other family members were...
as we are moving out.
Ekuseni namhlanje indlunkulu indlovukazi uMazungu bese bize bonke abantwana nendlunkulu kuba izokhalelana njengoba nazi ninga-Afrika ukuthi uma kushoniwe kuyakungelanga elandelayo umndeni ukhalelane wodwa. Ngakho-ke ekuseni lapha ekhaya wonke umndeni uhlangene wonke. Kwase kuthi umntwana uMbonisi nomntwana uThembi baqinisekisa ukuthi basekela isinqumo sokuthi inkosana nendlalifa yesilo elandela isilo umntwana uMisuzulu. Ngakho-ke ilokho kuphela engakusho ukuthi kunjalo. Isilo-ke njengoba sisazini isikhathi eside size nje kwevelele lo monakalo lapha ekhaya siyolanda impahla zaso ungeba isikhathi esingaphezulu kwesonto elilodwa. Ngoba phela sikwazi ukuthi thina sisibeke bese sihlale Swazini kufanele sibe lapha ekhaya ngoba sesihlalile esihlalweni saso. Ngokwethu thina njengomndeni nanjengesizwe soKwaZulu isilo sesi inkosi yamaZulu elandela isilo Nkosi Zwelithini kaPhekuzulu.
What can you say about those who seek to contest the will in court?
You still want me to do it in English again? No, but then ask me in Isizulu.
Sicela ukwazishenge ukuthi mhlambe laba bangathi bafuna ukuya enkantolo ukuveza ukuthi abahambisani nesinqumo noma nesifiso sesikhathi.
Well, angazi ngoba ngibona phela laba bebephambili ekwenzeni lokho ngoba uyu umntwana uMbonisi nomntwana uThembi abaqala lokhu ba bekhona i-press conference abayenzayo ngikhona lapha ekhaya kwaKhetho Mthandayo emva lokho mhla ka-17 enyanga edlule benza umhlangano ondini embilitini lana izindlu zomshayamthetho ey'ndala layisintshe uhulumeni kaZulu. Emva kwalokho futhi nangesonto leyo benze njalo. Ngakho-ke ngithi mina uma ngokwami bona sibesho njalo kufanele ukuthi phela abebehola lento angisabhekile ukuthi bayoqhubeka kodwa ngeqiniseko phela ukuthi ngoba ngeke ngezomahemhem ukuthi bakhona bebefuna abameli kuthanga babaluleke kuba nami mvinje ukuthi ingakhulumeli izinkulu phakathi kwabo.
Nginsolo zokuthi kukhona abanye umntwana ababefisa ukuthi kugcotshwe umntwana usimakade umntwana abasakholelwa ukuthi yena inkosi umntwana lo mntwana angathini la.
Well phela akuphumele oba la lokhu izinhlebo nje namaheme ngoba naye akaphumele obala esigcawini asho ukuthi ufuna ukuba inkosi ngoba khona la maheme ngawezwa nami empeleni bakufuna kuba abameli ngeze sengathi babephendla indlela yokwenza njalo naku inzwa bethi injalo ukuthi angazi okunye ukuphawula ngakho.
Shaka sicela senzele isigisi nje lo mbuzo wokugcina la ukhuluma khona ukuthi kukhona omunye ofuna ukuba inkosi. What can you say in relation to that, as there's one family member that is also saying he want to be?
Mangosuthu interview le is this English now?
No, sicela usenzele nge-English. Sicela usenzele nge-English lo mbuzo wethu wokugcina.
Othini?
There's also a member of the royal family that wants to be the king. What are you saying in relation to that?
But this is not without any precedent. I mean, throughout the time they have had this kingdom, each time a new king is installed, there are always others who actually want to claim what you call the throne. So if there is such a development, it's not something that could surprise us at all. But it was quite common right through the history of the Zulu nation.
Right, that's Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, the traditional Prime Minister of the Zulu nation, saying according to the royal family that he represents and according to the Zulu nation, Misuzulu is the king on the throne. The prince is now the king after his mother's will was read out yesterday, and after the chaos that ensued following the reading of that will of Queen Mfumbi Dlamini Zulu, the chaos that ensued, he says there will be no further ructions, he believes, because key members of the royal family have pledged their support for the king. He's calling him the king, although there has been no coronation. He says that official ascension to the throne will be under the auspices of government. But according to him, he is the king on the throne. He's confirmed, he was whisked away last night, and Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi confirming that he is in Eswatini, saying that's not unusual. He spent a lot of time there, and he will be back in South Africa within a week. So the much anticipated press conference, and basically admitting that contentiousness around the royal throne is not a new issue for the Zulu nation. Now,